Hello everyone and welcome to the June 2024 Energetic Insights. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Deepika Mystery and I'm an intuitive guide, energy healer, coach and a consultant. And for nearly 5 years now, I've been sharing these insights on a month-by-month basis. And it's really geared up for those of you that are becoming more and more consciously aware of your intuitive and energetic abilities and are looking for some practical guidance to help you to navigate your way through. So if that sounds like you, welcome, you're here at the right place. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe we are already in June. How fast has this year gone? And I feel it's only going to get faster and faster. Before I dive into the themes and the energies for this month, I want to take a moment to do a quick announcement, a couple of announcements. The first one is a massive welcome to those of you that have newly subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for being here and thank you so much for watching. And those of you that are watching this video and haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscription button and do hit the thumbs up and leave a comment below. All of this helps me grow the channel, and it also helps reach those people that actually need to watch this video and it's useful to them as well. The other announcement that I had is that there was somebody that left a comment on the May 2024 Energetic Insight, and I was just in the process of responding to your comment and then the comment got deleted. So I have responded and the handle is SueX. So SueX, if you're watching this, go back to the May's Insight. I've left you a little comment in response to the comment that you left on the video. And then the final announcement I have is that a couple of days ago, I released a brand new healing meditation, which is free to my mailing list community. And all you need to do is sign up below here. And the title of it's called Surrender, Trust with Confidence and Love. And it's really geared up to support you with the energies at the moment. And it's a healing meditation. And if you're somebody that loves the beach, loves mermaids, loves the ocean and sunlight, then this one is for you. It's very, very gentle and it's very, very heart opening and healing, and it helps you to align with more of your own energy. So do go ahead and check that out. All right, let's crack on and dive into the energies for this month. Oh my goodness. What an eye-opener the energies of May was. I was not expecting that. However, when I watched the May's Insight back over towards the end of the month, I realized, oh my goodness, I already said that a lot of these things were going to happen. I think I personally didn't realize how much of our old programming was going to be purged in May. But if you watch the May's Insight, it's been said in each of the every themes in terms of our old programming, our mindsets, our narratives, our stories, it would all be coming up. So I think some of us are still going to be processing that this month, and it's okay. Don't force yourself, don't push yourself, just let it come up and out through you. Becoming the new human and the quantum jumps themes, that's the theme that's going to be going through the next couple of years. So you haven't missed anything. Just be true to yourself and honor your own timing. I think we're still all moving through that. This month is very supportive of that energy, just in a slightly different way that is just helping us to keep on moving forward. So there's this whole kind of forward momentum that is happening at the moment. And again, like I said last month, it's going to be faster for some and slower for others, both equally perfect. The energies this month is going to feel super fast. I feel that we're going to just kind of breathe through June, which is no surprise. And there is a positive energy to this. It's different, but it's positive. So there is going to be this sensation where the guides are kind of say, the more you can stay grounded in your center and access that stillness that we have inside of us, the easier it's going to be for us to kind of move through these energies this month, because there's a lot that is whirling around us in terms of the craziness on the outside world. There's chaos, that it will feel a little bit destabilizing, and quite a bit of fear will be coming up for a number of us. But the more that we can ground and be still and be in our center, we're going to be able to kind of hold that energy, not for ourselves, but emanate that energy out. And it's going to help others as well that are kind of caught up in this whirling sensation, where the more we can stand still, the more we help them to also stand still. The other sense that I got for this month is that there was this sense of like pulsating sensation that I was feeling. And it's almost like some of you are a little bit stuck in the birthing canal. It's like you've left your old world, you've been courageous and brave enough to leave your old world, but it's like, I'm not ready yet to come out. So you're kind of stuck in the birthing canal. So this pulsating sensation is getting stronger and stronger. So if you're feeling squeezed in whatever way, whether it's in your work, in your home life, or with your friendship groups, whatever. Surrender to that and allow yourself to move through. The more you surrender, the easier that you'll kind of pop out at the other end into this new world. Okay, so there's that I just feel that some of you are still stuck in that birthing canal, and just know that you've already taken the massive courageous step, which is to step out of the old world and you stepped into the birthing canal. So now this is an easy bit where just let your guides and let the energy support you to come out the other end into the new world. And with that, those of us that have actually gone through this birthing canal and have entered into this new world, there may be a sense of confusion, a bit of panic, a bit of anxiety. It's like, oh my God, what do I do here now? You know, I've never been here before. But this is where the guides are kind of saying, trust in yourself, trust in the strength. There's something else that you're going to be able to access within yourself that will help you to navigate your way through. And it's almost like, if you're anything like me, that's always used an old way of thinking and always kind of planning ahead, we're not going to be able to do that here. So if you're trying to access that part of you to say, okay, what are my steps? What are the next steps here? The guides are kind of saying, you know, you don't need a plan. You already know the next steps. Just take the first next step, and then the next step will then appear. So it's just allowing yourself to trust this process. So this is really about trust and surrendering in here. Right, let's go on to a message from the guides. And the guides are saying this. You are the creator of your destiny. You get to choose the world you want to live in. You are a leader, forging new paths that have not been trodden on before. Do not underestimate your strength or the power of your heart-based intentions. With your open heart, you will lead many into the new world. So just sit with that. I really feel that this is such a beautiful message that is about our heart center, and there's nothing else that we need to do apart from, I just get this beautiful image of like really opening up our hearts, dropping into our hearts, setting our intentions from our heart, and then allowing that to lead the way. I just feel that the heart energy is going to get stronger and stronger as we go through the rest of this year. And I feel that this message really is coming from the guides to remind you how strong you are to even be here at this point, the strength, the courage and the bravery it takes to kind of go through these transformations and transitions, and the death of the egos that many of us has experienced. It's not easy. It is tricky. It is difficult. It is heartbreaking, and it's head-breaking as well. And I would use another language, but I'll probably be swearing. I'm probably not a good thing. So, but yeah, there's a lot that is going on, and I feel that what some of us may be experiencing, you know, it could, if we're not grounded and we're not in the stillness, we're going to get this kind of, and we're not in our heart center, it's going to be easier for us to kind of get distracted with the chaos and the destruction that is happening in the outside world. And that will just kind of waver our center. But just know that you can always come back to that strength center, and there's a strength within you that can hold that. Just ground and practice your stillness and coming back into the center. And there's something here about, as a reminder from the guides, it's kind of saying something along the lines of, let me see if I can find the right words, that change starts from inside of us. That doesn't mean that you do not have a cause, that you are a cause that you're fighting for in the outside world, but just remember the change starts within us. So I think it's reminding us that even if you have a cause outside, remember it starts from the inside. And again, I'm going to go back to, the more that we can be still, the more that we can be grounded, it will just emanate this energy out of us that will help the outside world. So yeah, it's a really interesting dynamic this month. There's lots of different things that's going on, but there's a massive forward momentum as well. All right, before we dive into the themes for this month, let's do a quick recap on the energies, the themes from May. So the 4 key themes from May were stop fighting yourself, abundance flows, becoming the new human, and quantum jump. So if any of those themes resonate with you, do go back and watch the May's Insight. All right, let's move on to the first theme for this month. And the first theme this month is called Body Talk and Awareness. And I'm going to start with a message from the guides. And the guides are saying this. Your body is an intelligent being. It is not just a vessel that houses your spirit. It's time to listen to it. It holds a wisdom that's beyond space and time. We are moving through a time and space where these bodies will become alive once more to its fullest capacity. Slow down, hold space, and listen. And I feel really, really excited about this theme. I think many of us this month and going forward, and I think many of us have probably experienced this year, that we're going to start to have this brand new relationship with our bodies. We're going to become more conscious and more aware of how we talk to our bodies. But not only that, we'll be able to hear and listen to what our bodies are saying. So I just feel that there's this, I think it was part of the becoming the new human from last month, and then these light codes getting activated within our bodies. So our bodies have always housed these wisdom, but it hasn't been the right time to activate that. So I think we're going to get communication the other way around, but much, much louder. It's not like we haven't been communicating with our bodies before, but the volume of it has been turned up, and it's just going to get louder and louder and louder. And it's going to clearly describe to us what it needs. So I think it's going to be an interesting experience of how this operates. I think for some of us, maybe some changes in diets. Maybe there'll be something where you'll have to go on some detox or the rest of it, or it's just becoming more aware of how you are talking to your body, or you become aware of the emotions that are stored in your body. So there's a couple of questions here. So the guides are saying, how do you talk to your body? Is it with kindness and compassion? Do you listen to your body? And what is it saying? I think if you keep hold of those questions and use them throughout this month, your awareness and your consciousness around your body is going to keep on expanding. And, you know, as I was saying, it's not like our bodies haven't been talking to us. They have, but we haven't really been listening because our mind's often overriding our body. How many times have you kind of pushed yourself to stay up late to get a piece of work done, or push yourself to run that extra mile, or push yourself to do something, and your body's like, nope, not having this, but yet you override it with your mind? I think this is going to work in the opposite way. And I just want to share a little something with you and how wise the bodies are. I remember, I think this was back probably in early February 2020, where I took a course on medical intuition. And I remember in that course, I was giving a healing to somebody, one of the other attendees as well. And I think there's a couple of us around the table, and I wasn't touching the person. I just had my hands out here, or however I do it in healing. I can't remember, but I just remember feeling the kidneys of this person in my hands, and I could hear them bickering. It's like they were bickering at each other. It's going back and forth, back and forth. And they had one was larger, one was smaller, one had a slightly different texture, one was more in the feminine, the other one was more in the masculine. And it was such an interesting dynamic. And when I described the dynamic and what was going on with the kidneys, obviously then I gave it the healing and to help rebalance it out. The person described it as, oh my goodness, this is exactly the conversations that I've been having with my husband and the interaction. So it's really fascinating how much information our body holds. But there was also something, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there's something about something that person was dealing with and hadn't spoken about it, but the kidney spoke to me about it. So I think this is really, really fascinating. And those of you that have done healing work with me know that I often go into your bodies and tweak it and also come back with some of the messages your body has. So I think even though I'm doing it as a healing practitioner, I think many of us are going to be able to do that for ourselves this month. So I just wanted to give you that kind of context, because I think everything is available. Like our organs are, it's almost like we're getting a new understanding of our being, our bodies as a living being that holds another level of wisdom, which is what the guys were saying in their message. So this is very, very interesting. And what I then want to take it to is that I think a lot of people, I've heard this way too many times last month, and I know exactly how it feels having gone through my own burnout in, 2009 or something like that. Too many people last month, I heard the words, I'm at breaking point. So I think if you feel like you're at breaking point, stop, pause, go inside, listen to what your body is trying to tell you. There's something that needs to change in those moments. Maybe there's an old way of working, maybe there's an old pattern that you keep on repeating, and now it's time to stop and to dissolve it. And just remember, this isn't a bad thing. It's not like you're weak or you're broken. This is a time of change and transformation. So many of you that feel like you're at breaking points, you are the new leaders, because you're going to break the old way of doing something and form a new path and a new way of doing it. And I feel a lot of you are in the corporate space, very much like myself. So just remember that, because there's an old way of working in that, where we keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing ourselves, and we do that because we don't want to impact our careers, we don't want to be seen in a particular way, but it's not good for us, and it's actually ultimately not good for the business either. So if you are feeling, and if you're one of those ones that told me last month that you're at breaking points, please stop. Please go within yourself and listen to what your body is trying to say to you. It is really speaking up at the moment. And I feel for all of us, we're all going to experience this whole new level of awakening through our bodies this month. And it's going to cause a massive ripple effect. I think, again, you know, sometimes change is not what you say or what you do. Sometimes the change happens when the more present you are. And I think this is what the guides are saying. One of the key things that they've actually then came out with for this theme is when we listen and align more to who we truly are, we become more present. And it's our presence that gets emanated out. And as our presence get emanated out, people feel that. We are at the ultimate, at the end of the day, feeling beings. We've just kind of forgotten that because we become thinking beings and doing beings. But we are beings that feel. So the more you kind of come back into yourself and more you become present, the more this energy will just emanate out of you. So yeah, it's a powerful thing, and I can talk about this for ages. Right. Let's move on to the second theme for this month. And the second theme this month is called Integration and Forward Momentum. And I'm going to start with a message from the guides. And the guides are saying this: it is time for you to move forward. It's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor as you integrate with the new frequency. You can start stepping forward. It is a dance. You do not have to wait. You are ready now. We are supporting you. We are moving with you. Your joy is our joy, and it's the joy for the world. So, I think I got some of the words mixed up there, but anyway, I'll write this one out properly. But I do feel that this is really important. So I think many of us are going to be going through that process of integrating all the shifts and changes that we've had over the last 5 months. And it's not about waiting, it's like, let's integrate and move, integrate and move, integrate and move. So every time we take a step, we're integrating that new step into this new way. And then we take the next step as an integrated whole, learn something new about the next step and integrate it again, and then take the next step. So it's like almost like we are growing as we integrate. And I think that's the key thing about this, and doing things in a new way. Let me just have a look. Yeah, and I think that this is about what the guides are also saying, is that you don't have to be perfect. You already are perfect. And it's about the more that we can just keep taking that next step forward and integrating that step and then taking that step forward. That's all we need to do. We don't need to have a plan, which is really uncomfortable for some of us. But this is a new way of operating, and this is what it's strengthening that ability to operate in this new way. And it's going to feel very, very empowering. So many of us will feel this sense of, wow, I can really do this. And the reason why it's going to feel so empowering, because we have purged so much of our old stuff that we kind of are open to working and operating in a brand new way. So take full advantage of that. There is no mistakes, because every time you take a step, you'll learn something new and you'll integrate that learning, or you'll learn something that, okay, we'll take that board, and as we kind of emanate that energy out, others will learn from what we've learned as well. So we're almost kind of sharing. This is beautiful, because I'm jumping around here, but there's a couple of amazing kind of steps in here, and the way that I'm seeing it is like there's a couple of different images that I get. One of them is, which is, as we step forward, we're leaving this beautiful trail of, it's a beautiful glowy, glittery, translucent silver light. And that's like, as we forge our new path, we're leaving a trail behind for any of those that haven't yet forged a path or don't know how to go about a new path, they can step on and follow that kind of silvery translucent light that we're kind of leaving behind. So it's so much bigger. You know, the more that we can honor ourselves and take those steps forward for ourselves, we have no idea the impact that we're having on others just by honoring ourselves. So I think that is the key thing here. And there's a sense of, as we start moving forwards and things start moving forward for us, things will start coming towards us. So I think for many of us, we've operated in this way where we always had to go out and get things or get things done. But things are going to start to come towards us, our dreams, new opportunities, people, places, work. So I just say stay open to that. There's nothing that you need to do. Just stay in that place of receiving and stay open. What the guides are also saying is it's a time to kind of focus on the integration. So everything that you have learned about yourself, what your body is saying, the new energies that you're carrying, and also the space that you're holding. So all of this is kind of coming into one. And they're just really, here again, they say one step forward, one step at a time. Don't need to see the full path, only the next step. So that's, again, they're repeating that message again. And I feel that many of us are going to just experience the world start to experience the world in a whole new way. And the way that this was also shown to me was like this kind of neuro network. So I'll see if I can explain it. So I might be person A, there'll be a person B and a person C, and we don't know each other, but yet we've honored ourselves and we're forging this path and we're integrating and taking the next step to have this forward momentum happening. And as we do that, there'll be a point where we reach a certain level of frequency. So if you imagine frequency energy, it will start to connect the dots. So then it becomes like a new pathway that has come forward. And as we keep taking these new forward steps, we are short-circuiting the old programming as we take these new steps and do it in a new way. So there's so many different things that's happening. I hope that makes sense. But it's like, keep honoring yourself, keep taking that step forward, keep integrating your learnings, and just know that even if you feel like you are on your own doing this thing by yourself, there are others that are doing exactly the same. And at some point, we will connect and we'll know each other through frequency and through vibration. It sounds a little bit wacky right now, but I know a number of you get it and a number of you sense this already. And the guides are also saying this, and they put it in big caps. They're like saying, focus your energy in creation. So we can be mindful of where your energy is going. So they're saying, make sure that your energy goes into creation rather than saving the old from destruction. So that might be a little bit triggering for some of you guys, but again, I think because I've seen this image of the neural network, the more we keep stepping on that path, we are going to connect as a whole in a whole new way at a whole new frequency. So that is really, really exciting. Yes, it can be scary, a bit daunting, but at the same time it's empowering. So it's both and. So it'll be interesting to see and hear what your thoughts are on this theme. Okay, let's move on to the third theme for this month. This is a beautiful one. So the third theme is called Stillness and the New Mind. And I'm going to start with a message from the guides. And the guides go, stillness is the new currency that will bring wealth, abundance, and peace. It is a place that exists within you, a place that feels like home, where you are everything and nothing at once, where you accept all that is, a place where your mind is born. It's a higher mind minus the old programming, a mind connected to the cosmos and more. New pathways are forming. So this is such a beautiful, beautiful energies. And again, it kind of validates some of the things that I was saying in the last theme. And there is this sense of something new is being birthed. So in the stillness, the new mind is being birthed. So this is where it's really, really, really powerful. And there's something I want to share here, like this throughout this whole year, and I know I'm not the only one. I know a number of you have also experienced it, but I've also experienced this beautiful moments and absolute and utter stillness, right? Whether it's been when I'm swimming, just waking up, or standing still looking at the sea, or just in a moment where I'm about to type something out, and they're fleeting moments. They last a couple of seconds, maybe a minute. But I feel that many of us experience this kind of stillness sensation. And this month, I feel that that is going to get wider and wider and wider. And last month, I had one of the most beautiful experiences with the stillness energy, and it lasted about probably 90 minutes. That's because I was in like a manual lymphatic drainage massage session, and everything just went completely and utterly still. And I wish I had the words to explain it, but it was just incredibly beautiful. And I feel more and more of us are going to experience this, and more of us are going to experience this in not just in little moments for a couple of seconds, but in minutes. And I think that is really, 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 really beautiful. And I just say, just honor it. And yeah, I'm just really going to be curious about what we can access in this kind of stillness, because I'm not really sure. But I do feel that there's something about the new mind which is about operating and processing and perceiving things in a whole new way, a way that we've never really been able to do before, because a lot of the way that our mind was operating and the way we would perceive things will be based on our wounding and our trauma, or the conditionings that we've adopted, because we've gone through so much clearing. It's almost like everything is open to us. There's a new way of operating, a new way of thinking, new way of perceiving, new way of processing things as well. So this is going to be interesting. So I think we're going to be developing a brand new mind here, a new way of operating and thinking and perceiving things. So yeah, this is really fascinating. And what the guides are saying, that it's in the stillness that we have access to everything and nothing. And there is this sense of deep knowing in the stillness, acceptance and nothingness. And in the stillness, this is where the new kind of pathways will start to form. And the things that can help you. So if you're struggling to find this stillness, or you don't think you can, right? There are tools that can help you with this. So one of them is meditation, grounding. So you can ground. There's so many different ways to ground, whether it's with a tree, barefoot in nature, actually imagining that there's an anchor inside you and dropping that anchor and grounding it to the earth, and then breathing up the earth's energy, or imagining that your soles of your feet is connected to the roots of the tree and bringing up the tree's energy and the earth energies up through your body. There's different visualizations that you can do. For some people, you need to have it as a moving meditation, whether it's running, walking, swimming, or doing something physical like yoga. Qigong is another great way of kind of accessing the stillness, or just centering yourself and being intentional about dropping into yourself. Or some of you, if you're really struggling with this, you can also go and have a healing session, Reiki session, or whatever it is. There's so many different modalities out there. Do something like that, and that will help you to access the stillness. There's a massive sense of expansion in the stillness. And what the guides are saying, that at some point, it's not quite right now, but going forward, it's going to become a portal where we're going to be able to access, as a place where we go to access new information from the cosmos, from the universe, guidance, ideas, new technologies. So it sounds a bit freaky and funky right now, but it's going to be a place that we go to access new information. So yeah, I would say go back and watch the January Insights, because I feel a lot of the Theme 1's guidance, because the Theme 1 was basically geared up for the energies for this month. And I think in that, one of the key themes was AI consciousness. And I feel that the stillness is linked to how we develop AI going forward in this world. So there's a question mark here, is where do we create AI from? What level of consciousness do we create AI from? Do we create it from the old consciousness, which is based in control, in fear, in manipulation? Or do we create it from this new place of absolute stillness and freedom? So this is all kind of connected. So the fact that the stillness acts like a portal to the cosmic and the galactic information, and then that also then links to AI. So I don't have a full picture of this, but this is something that is new that's coming in, and the guidance that I'm strongly getting here for this theme is to keep on practicing your stillness and know that it can keep expanding. So it may start off for a couple of seconds, maybe move to a couple of minutes, but know that we can experience stillness more and more and more. And I think that's the guidance that I'm getting. The fact that I was only able to access it for a couple of seconds earlier this year, and then last month I was able to be in that stillness for 90 minutes. That's a big difference. So I think many of us will keep dropping in and out of that stillness, but it's just being intentional about accessing that stillness and being in that stillness and living from that stillness. So yeah, there's so much that is going on here. All right, let's move on to the fourth and final theme for this month. And this one is more like a guidance. So the theme is called Healing Powers of Water. And the guides have a little message here for you, and the message is this. It's time to remember the healing powers of water. It clears, it cleanses, it purifies and nourishes us. Water is alive. It's time to harness this element. It will support you, strengthen you, and help you to flow with ease. So I think this is a very, very simple message, but there's so many different layers to it. But I am going to keep it very, very simple. And I'm going to share some tools of how we can use the water element. I think I shared it in the meditation last month for the surrender, trust with confidence and love. There was a beautiful part of this meditation where you're out in the ocean and your heart is open, and you know, when the sunlight hits the ocean and the waves, it's rippling and you get this beautiful diamond effect, and there's this like glistening and shining of that the light of the ocean, the reflection of the ocean, the light reflecting off the ocean. And in that meditation, you are guided to kind of open up your heart and receive that energy. So it's a combination of the light, and it's a combination of the water. So there is something really, I think that meditation is going to set us up for what is to come over the next 6 months. And water has a very, very important part. And I may be biased because I am such a water baby. As many of you guys know, I love swimming, I love my saunas, I love my cold plunge. It's like any chance I get, I just want to be in water and submerge in water if I can. I probably am living in the wrong place for that, but anyway, probably time to move. Well, that's interesting. I never thought of that. So yeah, interesting. Maybe that's a different guidance for me. Anyway, I digress. Let's come back. So here's a couple of things that you can do and be really intentional about water. So those of you that haven't already got a water filter, get a water filter to help purify the water so you get the pureness of that. There's a tool that you can use, and I use it quite often, and I've shared this with my client. It's like you hold the glass of water, and I have forgotten the name of, I think it was a Japanese doctor that did experiments on water, and depending on the thoughts that you projected onto the water, they will crystallize in a very different way. So it's in my head, but I can't quite get to it. So I will just kind of comment on it here, and it's probably worth looking at the work he did on water, because it's really, really fascinating on that, especially those of you that have got the scientific brain and need some sort of evidence on them. So one of the things as I was kind of going through this list is like holding that glass of water and just putting positive energy, positive intentions. And sometimes if you don't know what it is, just say, I infuse this glass of water with pure love, or infuse this glass of water with a bright white light from the cosmos. And you can also set intention. As I drink this glass of water, it's infused with healing energies to help me to flush out this, or to help me become stronger in this, or help my mind to be more at rest. So whatever it is that you're struggling with, you can actually do that for yourself. And I think this is something that we used to naturally do back in the days, but we've totally forgotten how to do this, and we've forgotten how powerful we actually are, especially when it comes to energy and our intentions, especially when those intentions come from our heart, an open heart. So, and then if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, but you want to kind of take advantage of this, You can have Epsom salt baths or certain essential oils in the bathtub. You can go and bathe in the sea or the lakes, sauna, cold plunges. There's one thing that I do with sauna and cold plunges, and I love doing them together. And what I do is repeat it 3 times or more. And when I am in the sauna, I kind of set the intention of, okay, as I sweat, I release everything that's in my body, my organs, whether they're emotions or thought forms, beliefs, anybody else's energies that I picked up. And as I sweat it out in the sauna, I release it and that comes out of my body. And then I move into the cold plunge. And when I'm in the cold plunge, it's almost like when you are in the cold plunge, your mind just goes so calm and your body goes so still, so you can access another level of stillness in that. I kind of set the intention of resetting my nervous system and bringing in more of the energy of peace into that and stillness. So you can then I use the sauna to detox and get stuff out, and the cold plunge to bring new stuff in. So you can also do that. Swimming is good, and crying. It's a beautiful mechanism that we have that I think is underestimated, probably shamed a lot and belittled a lot, but it's so powerful. It's an incredible purifying tool. Our minds often get in the way to say, I don't want to cry, I shouldn't be crying, it's weak to cry, etc., etc. But it can purify emotions and stuff and thought forms that are in your body, in your organs, and it just kind of clears that all out. So yeah, I think that we are, gosh, let me just see what else have we written here. I think we're on the precipice of discovering something new about the ocean. I'm going to leave that there. I think Pam Gregory, who's an astrologer, she talks about that a lot better than I can do it. I can see some parts of it, but I don't quite know how to describe it. So there we have it, I think. Let me just check if there's anything else. No, I think I have covered everything. So I feel that this is going to be a very powerful month of forward momentum. Remember to access that stillness within inside of you and use the healing powers of water. So with that, thank you all so much for being here and watching these insights. If you have enjoyed them, do go ahead and share them with your friends, your family, and your community. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you found this. If you've got any insights or anything that you'd love to share, or you'd like some guidance on anything, just leave a comment below. I will respond to that and leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do go ahead and subscribe. And then finally, if you are needing extra support this month, come and join the energetic alignment session, which is our group healing meditation session. It's an intimate group. I don't do more than 16 people in that, and it's taking place this time on Sunday the 23rd of June at our usual time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. London time, and 7 p.m. Central European time. And the theme this month is called Stillness and the New Mind. So if that resonates with you, do come ahead and join us. Otherwise, I will see you all next month, and I'm so excited to hear how you experience the energies this month. Take care and see you soon. Bye for now.